Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the final video in my Best of 2019 series, and that is the best of face and lips also. I didn't have enough lip products to do its own dedicated video, so I just decided to throw it into this video. And in case you guys missed it, I did a best of skin and hair, a best of eye products, and a worst of 2019. I did do the worst before this one because I kind of wanted to end the series on a positive note. So that is what we're going to be doing today. This makeup look will be coming soon in my birthday makeup look because it's my birthday coming up really soon. So yeah, look out for that. And then you will see a tutorial on this look. So that is coming up soon. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you guys. I think that's it. We're just going to wrap up this series and then move on to other videos. I have the ABH Amrezy palette that should be here tomorrow. So excited. I'm going to do a video on that. Leave a comment down below and let me know what kind of look you want to see from that palette, or like if you even want to see a look with that palette. Like, I can't wait for that palette. I'm excited. But anyway, all right, I'm going to wrap up this intro. We're going to get into it. If you guys want to see my picks for the best of 2019 face products and lip products, then keep on watching. All right, so I'm going to start with face, and I'm going to start in the order in which I apply products. A couple of disclaimers that I've mentioned in all of the videos. One, these are just my favorite products. Are they the best products ever created in 2019? I don't know, because I didn't try all the products that were created in 2019. These are just products that have come across my desk that I've tried, that I've loved. Some things are brand new releases, some things are not, but they're just things that were on my radar and I loved and I kept going back to in 2019. There are other products that I loved for the face and for lips that I use all of the time, but they're in other videos from best of previous years because I still use them and still love them, so they're not kind of like new to me in 2019, if that makes sense. So I didn't include a lot of that stuff here because we'd be here literally all day. So yeah, so these are all products that came across my plate in 2019 and my opinions on them and why I love them. So starting with primers, one of the primers that I just kept going back to over and over and over, aside from Old Faithful primers that I always use, there's actually two of them. The first one is Your Skin But Better Primer, the oil-free makeup gripping base with all-day grip technology from IT Cosmetics. Loved this. It's practically gone. Used the whole thing. So good. I felt like it really did hold my makeup on. Noticeably. Like I noticed when I had this on, like my makeup would last all day. It says that it's a pore refiner and hydrator. I felt like it was a really hydrating primer, you know, and it still like was tacky enough to keep my makeup on. So I really, really loved this one. The other one that I really loved this year or last year was from Beauty Blender, and that was the Selfie Shield Broad Spectrum 38 Dry Oil Primer. It is just that. It's a priming oil, but I just felt like, I didn't feel like this gave me longevity with my foundation or anything like that, but it definitely prepped my skin and made my skin look just really nice and created a really nice base for my foundation. And I just felt like my skin was hydrated and glowy and just looked beautiful. So I really liked this. Plus the extra added SPF is kind of a nice bonus. So I was using that a lot in the summer. And the other primer that came across my plate in 2019, and I know I keep saying I'm going to do a video on this, and I haven't yet. I'm struggling to do a video on this because I feel like the ship has sailed, but it is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that the Tatcha Silk Canvas is my favorite ever. Like, for I think the entire year of 2018, I did not do my makeup without it. Ever. And then probably like a good portion of 2019 as well. And then I got this A lot of people were comparing it, but it was sold out for so long. I couldn't get my hands on this for months and months and months. And I really wanted to because everyone was comparing it to Tatcha. So I finally got it over the summer, I want to say, or end of the summer maybe. And I've been using it quite a while, as you can see. And I think it's safe to say, like, I'm in love. And I probably won't spend $52 on Tatcha again. I feel like that's saying, like, a lot. And if you've been watching me, like, you know, Tatcha's, like, everything. So I do have, like, kind of a brand new Tatcha, so I'm good for a while. But the fact that this one is $8 and this one is $52 is huge. So what I've been tending to do is, like, on a day where, like, I don't really have to go anywhere special, it's just like an everyday makeup situation, I'll go for this because I don't want to waste this. And, like, if I have a place where I'm going and I want to look really glam and really, you know, it's a special makeup day for whatever reason, then I will reach for this because it's the more luxury version of the two. But I will say that this is definitely 100% worth saving the money because you will get a very similar effect. I don't feel like this one lasts as long as Tatcha, but I don't know because I haven't done a side-by-side wear test, and I keep saying I'm going to. I will. All right, moving on to foundation. The foundation, hands down, there's only one foundation on this list. I definitely have others that I really did love. Don't know if I should put on this list. It's just the one that I just kept going back to over and over and over and over and over again last year, and that was the Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation from L'Oreal. What can I say? I reviewed this and hated it. Last, like in the colder months last year. I don't know if it was like January or February or something. I don't know. I reviewed it and I did not like this. And then in the summer, I revisited, fell crazy in love, and didn't stop using it for the rest of the year. Now, I will say that I have stopped using it these last few months. And I think there's got to be something to be said for that because my skin right now, it doesn't wear well right now. So it's definitely a foundation that I think looks best on me in the warmer months. Whatever happens to my skin in those months, this foundation looks beautiful on. Like, beautiful. This might actually be a good one to test some primers with because it's so amazing. But I would need to wait until it gets warmer because I don't love it on me right now. But it is definitely one of the top foundations that I used last year. I also used the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue quite a bit as well, which I like. But I didn't use it enough to call it the best of the year. Like, this I used constantly. I have like 5 bottles of it, and I just keep reaching for it over and over and over and over again. So that's the only foundation I have on the list. Concealer, oh boy. There is a standout concealer in 2019, and that was the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer. I cannot tell you how much I love this concealer. I will probably never go back to anything else as long as I live, and I'm going to tell you why. This concealer is not only has a ton of coverage. I mean, I would say it's full coverage, right? It's a full coverage concealer, but it is not drying at all, okay? And it self-sets. I know. It's like, what? It self-sets and it's not dry? No, it's not. And because it self-sets, it literally doesn't crease. That isn't like a real thing. Concealer that doesn't crease, like truly doesn't crease, like ever. But this concealer really doesn't crease. Like, I don't really have any creasing except for the little lines that are already like under my eyes, but like the concealer isn't creasing in them, you know? It's just so awesome. So you don't need a ton of powder with this. I put powder on, but I put the very lightest amount going under my eyes because when you are in your 40s, like, you don't want to be putting a ton of powder under the eye because that's going to dry things out and make things look crepey and creasy and cracky and not good. But the problem is if you're using concealers that crease and you're putting too much product under the eye, or any product under the eye, it's going to crease, so you kind of need powder. So it's like this vicious cycle. It's like concealer is going to crease, need powder, going to make you look older. What do you do? This concealer is the answer. So if you are in your 40s like me and you need a concealer that's going to perform, but it's not going to look super dry and creasy and or require a ton of powder, this is it. And like I said, the coverage is amazing. And I feel like you can adjust the coverage based on how much product you use. So if you don't want too much, you can just use less product and it's not going to be as full beat as what I have on right now, because like I put like a decent amount on. But also, if you put on a ton, it's never going to look cakey either. It blends out so good. It's the best concealer. Another concealer that was good last year, and I'm putting it on this list because it was before the Meet Your Hue, because Meet Your Hue came out in like November, or something like that. Like, it came out in the fall. So it came out late. No, it wasn't November. It was like September. It was September. So it came out late in the year. But before that, Jeffree Star released his Magic, it's just the Magic concealer, right? And that was a huge release. People went crazy for it. I went down to the Morphe store here in Vegas. I got it. It has like some kind of an elastic technology situation where it's supposed to move with your skin and expressions so that it doesn't crack and crease. I did do a side-by-side comparison with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which was my favorite for such a long time. And I didn't feel like this was a ton better than that. It was, I think, a little bit better, but like not a ton better. It was a good concealer. I liked it. I think it still deserves to be recognized for a best of product from last year. However, do I think that it's as good as the Dose of Colors? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think I've ever used a concealer that actually does what Dose of Colors does. Like, it's the best. Look at my concealer right now. I don't think my concealer has ever looked this good. Like, ever. So powders. There were two powders in 2019 that stole my heart. The first one was the Hourglass Veil Powder. Now, I love this powder because it really does not make you look powdery. There is some kind of like micro fine specks in this that prevent your skin from looking powdery. I don't know what it actually will like make you have a little bit of a sheen, like a little glow going on, which if you're a dry person but you still need to set, this is a great powder for you. If you are oily though, I don't know if you're going to like this powder because it's not going to absorb your oils. Like, every time I wear this, like, my natural oils, it looks like, are peeping through, and I'm not oily. So I think that this, it makes you look very dewy after a couple of hours. And I don't know if it's just because it does not keep the oils at bay whatsoever, or if it itself is adding to that look, or if it's a combination of both. But every time I wear this, I'm always like, damn, it looks like I need to blot. However, when I am really dry, this is the perfect go-to powder because it's not going to make me look more dry. You know what I mean? So I love this. It is pricey, but I love it so much. And then the hero powder of the year for me was the Urban Decay Ultimate Brush Off Powder. This is the shade Universal. So I was a ride or die Urban Decay Velvetizer person for so many years. Urban Decay came out with the Velvetizer powder a few years ago, and it's a mixing medium. So it's a powder that you can put in foundations to make them look more velvety, but also you could use it like a translucent powder. And when I used it as a translucent powder, I found out real quick that it literally erased my pores. It looked like I face-tuned my skin like nothing else ever had in my whole life. And I have really large pores, so it was an important thing for me. It literally turned into like the one product I couldn't live without. I didn't stop talking about it for a couple of years. It was like, I was just like, everybody needs to try this. Well, Urban Decay came out with this, and I don't know if there's something similar to this powder in that one, but this is so awesome. It does what Velvetizer does. It face tunes the crap out of your face. The only downside is it does come with this little brush. Some people might like that. I really don't. I don't love this packaging personally, but the powder is amazing. And at first I was kind of just like meh about it, but the more I used it, the more I was like, dang, this powder though. And what I like about this one over the Velvetizer is that it comes in different shades. So you can really kind of adjust. Because I felt like with some people's skin tones, Velvetizer could look a little bit ashy, where this will not, because you can just get the right shade for you. And I think that, I want to say there's 5 or 6 different shades. I use Universal. I find that it is the best one for me. Fair is a little bit too light because I do have fair, but fair is like light. Universal is a little bit more like translucent powderish. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I really love it though. I think it's such a great powder. And that was another year, like closer to the end of the year, like fall-ish release, but loved it. Loved it. All right, so the last, oh no, there's a couple more. So the bronzer, you guys already know. If you watch my videos, you already know what bronzer was like the love of my life in 2019. I discovered her in April. Honestly, what was I using before that? I don't even remember. But when I discovered her, when I tried her, when she came out, when she came into my life, we got into a committed relationship, and I've never looked back, and that is the Fenty Sunstalker Bronzer. This is a mini. I got this at the Sephora VIB sale in April with one of the little matchstick contour stick things. And I got it because I just wanted to try it, and I fell so in love with it. I just hit pan on this like a week ago. Just hit pan, and I've been using it literally every day since April. We're in January. So like, this lasted me such a long time, and I think I paid $22 for the set, which was good because it gave me an opportunity to try the matchstick. The matchstick was like meh. I didn't like the shade that came in it, but the formula was fine. But this rocked my world. That's the bronzer that I have on now. It's the bronzer that I've been wearing literally all of 2019. If you saw my face, unless I was doing a video where I was testing a bronzer, this was what was on my face. This was the bronzer. Like, look at the color. And this color is so much darker than you would think that... it scared me. I was like, ooh, this is going to be the wrong shade. I just know it. Because there's a ton of shades in this line. And I definitely thought it was a lighter shade. But when I put this on, I was like, wow, like, this is the perfect shade. I would have never guessed that this would have worked for me. I wouldn't have guessed. And I feel like everybody who talks shit about this bronzer, who doesn't like it or thinks there's something a little off or it didn't work out for them, it's probably the shade isn't right. I guarantee you're choosing a shade a little bit too light for you, because that's what I almost did. Like, I almost went with like Shady Biz or like Island Ting. I almost went with. This one. It is the one. And I did buy a full size that I have in my drawer. As soon as I'm like done with this one, I'm busting her open, and I can't wait. All right, so for highlighters, there were 2 highlighters, and they were both in palettes, incidentally. The first one is the Cover FX Face Perfector palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and once I used this, I used it all the time in 2019, and that was this little highlight right here. Is called Starlight. This highlight was my go-to for 2019 because it's so finely milled, and every time I put it on my skin, it just looked like it's it's such a beautiful sheen without catching texture, you know? It gave me that beautiful lit from within glow to the skin, but and it's pretty like intense too. Like it can give you that like really wet look without that metallic-y textured look to it, which some highlights do give you. Even some that don't have actual glitter in it can still pick up texture, and this one just didn't and doesn't, and it's so beautiful. And I especially loved this tone on my skin for the summertime when I was a little bit more tan. The other products in here are great, but they weren't like my favorites, you know what I mean? Like, I did use this brightener for like an inner corner situation. This highlight here was a little bit too deep. I didn't love that one on me. It has a little bit of a peach tone, but you know when it was really pretty? See, it's got a little bit of a peach tone. When I mixed the two, it looked really great on me. I liked the blush. I liked the bronzer. But mostly I used this for the highlight. So, I mean, and it's a little bit pricey for just a highlight. I really wish they would come out with that highlight by itself. And then the other one is kind of a newer find. Maybe like, I don't know, November or like October. And that was the Pixie Rach Loves collab. This is the Layers? The Layers highlight palette. I don't know why I can't ever remember that. The thing with this palette is it came to me broken. The two highlight shades came to me broken. So what I did was I put rubbing alcohol in them and I pressed them down with some like plastic wrap. And I just pressed them down and I let it sit and it fixed them. Although I need to do it one more time because I didn't press hard enough at the edges and I've got a couple of pieces ready to fall off. But I am glad that I went ahead and fixed this, and I'm sorry it's so dusty and dirty. It's because like I said, I need to repress, but I'm glad that I did. So these do the same thing that the Cover FX one does, in that they're so micro fine that they don't draw attention to texture and they get wet looking and whatnot. But like, these are freaking stunning. They are glow to the gods, so gorgeous. I can't even. This one's a little bit more yellow. The other one is a little bit more like champagne-y, but they are just so And so that's what I have on my skin right now. But like, doesn't that just look like my skin is glowy? You know what I mean? Like, maybe I put some dewy spray on, or maybe I just have glowy skin, you know? Like, it doesn't look like, oh shit, she's got highlight on. It looks like, oh wow, maybe you used a dewy foundation, or maybe you have dewy skin. Like, no, I don't. It's a highlight. But like, rare to find a highlight that actually just makes your skin look dewy. That's like a powder highlight. Usually if you're going to get that more from like a cream. But this one is so good. It is my favorite. I love it so much, and it's what I've been using the last few months. Like, I cannot get enough, so I really did want to add it to this list because it was a 2019 find. All right, so that is it for the face products. Moving on to lips really quickly. There's not a ton. For lip liners, I really can't give you anything new because there isn't anything new. It's always been these three Hero lip liners from L'Oreal. These are the Color Riche matte lip liners. I've got 3 shades. These two are teeny, teeny, tiny. And this one is bigger because it's a brand new one. And I've got Matting Call, which is what I'm wearing right now, and it's more of like a brownie-based nude. We have Mattster Mind, and this one is more of a pinky-based nude. And then we have Matte It. This one was like my go-to every day for like the year before, like 2018 and maybe even 2017. Like, I loved it so much. This is a purple-based nude. So I've actually really been using these two more now. I don't know why, but like this color is like, I love this one still, and I still wear it, don't get me wrong, when I want like a little bit of a bolder lip. But when I want a softer lip, like right now, like this eye is kind of smoky, so I wanted something softer, I have Matte and Call on, and that's, you know, another one of my faves. So that's really not new. Those are not 2019 finds by any means. I just figured I'd mention them only because they are the only lip liners I use. That's it. I don't use anything else ever. For lipsticks, one lipstick formula and brand that came across this year was from Youngblood. In the first part of the year, I was using their mineral lipsticks all the time. I have the shade Muse, and I was using Barely Nude all the time, which I don't have anymore because I used it. And this one is called Naked. So these are both nudes. These are mineral makeup. This is mineral makeup, and these are like more good for you types of lipsticks, like the type that will expire, you know. But I did love this formula so much, and I wore it a ton in 2019. And then Urban Decay released their Game of Thrones collaboration. I did mention the eyeshadow palette in my best of eyes. But this lipstick in particular in the collection, this is called Sansa Stark. This is a sheer from their Vice formula. And it is a peachy nude. I don't know if you can see this, but it is kind of sheer, and it's so pretty on. Like, so pretty. I don't typically love the sheer formula. I do collect Urban Decay Vice lipsticks. They are my favorite lipsticks to wear. But I did just love this. I don't know. It was something about this shade. It looks so good with a tan. Like, it's just really pretty, very flattering shade. So I really loved that. And then Charlotte Tilbury released her Hot Kiss 2 collection, I think in the summertime. Beautiful lipsticks. This was my favorite of the collection. This one is JK Magic. I loved this packaging. These were refillable. They're so luxurious. But this one here was the shade I liked the most out of the entire collection. Of course, it is a nude. And it is a little bit warmer than I typically like. But for some reason, I really liked it. I did. And I love this formula. It was so hydrating, so beautiful. It's just such a luxurious lipstick. I do wish she would come out with a few more like neutral / cooler undertoned nudes, because those are definitely my favorite. Like the one I have on right now isn't quite as warm as this. I wish that she would come out because I love her formula, but I want more neutral / cool undertones, and a lot of her lipsticks are warm. And then the last lipstick that I really fell in love with last year was from MAC. Not new at all, but it is half and half. Another nude, of course. Like, I'm a nude lip kind of girl. And this one's a little bit deeper, but also has that like hint of peach. I don't know why I was like clearly into that tone last year for some reason. But you know, MAC lipsticks are MAC lipsticks. Need I say anything? I'm trying to see like what the formula type was. I think this was one of the cream formulas because it's not a true matte. The matte version of this is this guy, which is Velvet Teddy. So Velvet Teddy is a little bit more pink, where half and half has a little bit more peach to it. But both are beautiful, by the way. But I don't know, for some reason I was like digging this formula and that shade, and I wore it a ton in 2019. So that is it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. Make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about these products. If any of these were also your favorites, or what were your favorites? Your favorite foundation, concealer, powder, like I want to know. Also lipsticks. Favorite nude lipstick? I need to know these things because that's my job. I can't wait to see what 2020 brings us in terms of products and beauty and life. I'm really, really excited for this year. I hope you guys are too. Thank you for always supporting, for clicking on my videos, for watching, for liking, for commenting. and for subscribing. It really means the world to me, and I love you guys. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Subscribe. And click the bell so you never miss when I upload a video. You can follow me on social. My handle's @Glam Latte. And don't forget the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast is on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. All those details are in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
I just wanna hold